how you know you have arrived at Grant's house? There are cars everywhere. Grant,
Hey,
out of all your cars, which one's your favorite?
it's probably got to be that.
Why?
That's the one I learned everything on. It's the first one I modified. It's my second Miata. I learned to drift in it.
Cool.
It looks terrible right now, I'm sorry.
So today's trip was to grab some wheels and tires, as well as my tire rack that badly needs some paint. I got the tire rack all taken apart. Now I just gotta run to the hardware store, grab some paint, and hopefully get this knocked out soon. Let's go. Hey. Hey, I'm driving today, not you. Thank you. Someone's unhappy because they didn't have any treats. I'm sorry. Alright, so most of the pieces are painted. Still gotta paint these. And then once I put it together, hopefully, all these wheels and tires won't be as big of a mess. Alright, we ran out of spray paint, so back to the store again. Hey Leia, did they give you a treat this time? Is that why you're smiling? Yeah. Alright, back home. Got some more paint, so started painting these bits. So hopefully tomorrow it'll be all together. Alright, the tire rack is assembled. I touched up some spots that needed a little love, but once paint dries, that mess will be less of a mess. Obviously couldn't fit all the wheels on the rack, but progress. Alright, I am currently in the Z. My wife is in the truck behind me. On the way to get it refreshed. This thing really needs some love, so catch you soon. It's a much nicer day than last time I drove this thing. Z is parked and ready to get some love.
Some time later.
It is so hot today, but the Z is back on the way home. So as you can see, the car is back home. I did notice on the drive home though, I had no radio, I had no gauge, and I had no fan switches. After doing some internet searching, apparently the power mirror fuse can go bad, and that can cause those not to work. So I checked the fuse, sure enough, it was blown. So I popped out the fuse, popped in a new one, everything worked for an instant, and then we popped the second fuse. So now it's time to figure out what the actual problem is. I did notice that the badly connected water temp gauge wiring, the electrical tape was gone and it's just exposed. So I'm gonna go ahead and change that up, make it look a little better. All right. So I cleaned up that wiring, unplugged the power mirrors. Let's see. And the battery's unplugged. All right, I plugged in the battery. Take two. Yep, popped another fuse immediately. I'm not sure how visible it is up in there, but there is a wire. Here we go. Wire came undone, so I bet that's our problem. All right, I reinstalled the fuse for the 5th time, I think. Think it lit up. Hey, we've got fans. All right, the gauge is working. Fans are working. Radio's working. Woo. I also had a chance to fit up my new front bumper. It's literally just held on by those 2 zip ties, so it ain't perfect, but I think it looks better than that half cut bumper, right? So I was editing this video and I realized I never really mentioned what got done to the car when I went and dropped it off. If you watched my Instagram reels, you'll know that the car was on a lift. We made a little video while I was up there, but that was the first time this car's been on a lift in the 4.5 years that I've owned it. I've been having some issues with this car for a while where the steering just didn't feel great. Sure enough, the rearward control arm was bad. A couple bushings were torn up. And then on the front right side, the forward control arm, the bushing was bad and the hub was bad. In addition to that, the slave cylinder on the car was toast, so they went ahead and replaced that. And they put the LRB speed door cards on for me, so I don't have the bulky door panels. It helps a lot with the clearance for the cage. So I want to give a big thank you to my buddy Jesse over at Spiker Motorsports for all the help on the car. Hopefully soon we will be getting those at the track videos. I really appreciate you watching. I know it's been a while since I've driven, but we're almost there. Peace.